Oh, I can't do that. But you can. Call to attention. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see everyone. It's a gorgeous day. I hate doing this.
She does hate doing this. She absolutely hates it.
So I guess we'll call the order 9:35 and introductions. I guess I'll start with me. I'm Mary Lynn. I live down by the river in a van. In between cozy cottages and Avoca Ridge, so we're down the steep driveway by the river, and we love living there. It's a beautiful life living and watching what happens on the river. I've been trying to post pictures of what we see on the banks and stuff because I think it's interesting to people. Anyways, we've been here I think 10 years, and we love it. My partner's here. I don't make
He's right in the back.
There he
Oh, he's
is.
hiding.
Oh, yeah.
He's hiding on purpose.
Yeah, so yeah, that's me.
Hello, I'm Sharon Doherty. I was a Doherty before, and I'm a Doherty again. So I was born and raised in Port Albert. I moved away when I was 16, came back just a few years ago, and I'm very happy to be helping the Paca Association keep their finances in order. Yay. And then now, shall we start with you, and you can introduce yourself? And, yeah, so that everyone can get to know who you are.
Okay, I'm Teresa Mitzi. This is my husband, Collins Malond. We moved in 6 months ago. We live in the other van. We're at 45 Wellington. And so far, it's a lovely community. I am really impressed with how everybody is welcoming and chatty and willing to tell a little bit about themselves, just like we are. We moved from the Woodstock area. So we're total newbies, and welcome hello from anybody.
Welcome. I'm with her. So I'm Rick Pardo. This is my wife Michelle. We live down 13 Apple Lane, so just at the bottom of the hill, bottom of Russell Street here. We've been here, what, 4 years? Off and on? More than that now. Okay. No, I meant 4 years living full time. We got the place from Michelle's mom, Margaret Green. She's been here, Margaret Stan started here in '88 at that property. But we've not been here, family's been back for a long time. Love the spot.
And I guess I could say I've been coming here all my life because I came and stayed at his house.
Easy name, isn't it? I'm Paul Taylor. I'm at 10 Apple Lane. We've been here probably 40 years. My wife and I, Cindy, 40 years ago. I've been coming. I've rented your place, and I've rented the one behind you as well before, and I rented the one beside me before I actually bought the one we bought 40 years ago. We've enjoyed it here. We call ourselves the newbies on Apple Lane because it seems like everybody has a longer history on Apple Lane than we do. So.
Liz Berry and John Wilkin, we're at 5 Cherry Lane, and we've been there 42 years.
Wow. What more can you say?
How long for us?
Go ahead.
We're the Butlers, John, Nancy, Rachel. We're from the States, but we call Port Albert home. And we're at 6 Russell Street, and our families have been here since 1951.
Wow. I remember the young butlers.
Yeah. I remember you shared when you were one.
I'm Candy Williams. My maiden name was Kane, and that was the name of actually Coop was the name of my grandfather first started coming up here. And we now have had 5 generations of Coop, Kanes, Williams now coming up here. I'm 74 and have been up here almost every year of my life except the pandemic. My parents were from Stratford, but they relocated down to Texas. And I can't imagine life without Port Albert.
Rick Graff, 11 Cherry Lane. I think my parents had their honeymoon up here.
So am I.
I'm not quite sure when I started coming here.
right from a little wee mother.
I've coming here ever since.
We'll let you go.
Thanks. It's my dad Ron Whiffen, I'm Dave. We've been up here since, we had a place here since '96, I guess. I've been coming up here with the Cozines back in the '70s.
Nice.
Nowhere from Tavistock.
So I'm Patty Heater and my sister Susan. And my dad, his parents built a cottage when he was 10 years old, so it's been 74 years. Wow. And we're at 2 Cherry Lane.
We're Sean and Yvonne Chapin. Siobhan is our celebrity name. That's how we remember. Yeah, everyone remembers us that way. Yeah. We're just new at 1 Cherry Lane, but Sean was on Melbourne for 22 years.
We
Full
miss
citizens.
We miss you down the street. And now you, Allison.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm Allison McElhone, and we've had a cottage at 11 Walnut Lane. It'll be 50 years this year. It's our 50th anniversary. So,
Wow.
76.
Michael Gubish and Lori Stevens, we moved into Port Albert 11 years ago.
And you love it.
Yeah, we just love it. We live at the end of North Street.
You're my
Fisher.
bookend.
I'm at 16 Oak Lane. My husband and I have been coming here for over 45 years, but have owned Oak Lane since 99, I think we bought. So 27 years. And we live here 7 months of the year.
I'm Brenda Wakeman. We're at 5 Walnut Lane. My parents bought the cottage in 1988, and we've taken it over 16 years ago. So we're here for the long haul.
Yes.
I'm Anthony Remchuk. I am partner to our illustrious president, and I too live at 10 Melbourne.
Same band?
Same thing.
Separate.
I'm in the driver's seat though.
I'm Pam. My husband Donald and I are at 19 and 21 Melbourne Street. We're live in Cambridge. We purchased it in 2009, so we've been here a few years. We love it here, and please stop by. He has a little art gallery that's open today. Little plug. Please stop by.
Russ Jackson, my partner Dorothy Medd. We're at 38 Melbourne, and we've been there 17 years this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So, newbies.
I'm Kathy Westbrook, and my husband's Bill Westbrook. Bill built his house here 50 years ago. I've been here 30 years, and we're at 69 Melbourne.
Rebecca Cobflesh. I'm at 25 Apple Lane, and this is my 57th summer here.
Awesome.
Stu Sharp. I'm at 7 Nash Lane. I'm the one that makes the noise.
Wonderful.
So we'll have a moment of silence for those who pass. Okay. Thanks for all the introduction. I have to say, when we first came here, someone gave me a cheat sheet that had people's houses on it with their names. And it was so helpful. So maybe we could give them that cheat sheet so it helps them remember names. Okay, so we need to review the amended minutes from the last meeting. I don't know if anyone had a look at them, because I don't know if there's anything we need to, did anybody review them, or? No? Okay. issues with the minutes. So sorry.
Oh, there you go.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yeah, there were a couple.
Judy.
John and John.
Are you?
So, I'll write that down.
Oh my gosh, okay. And we'll review the agenda, so we're, Sharon's gonna go over the statement of finances, updates and news from stakeholder agencies. There's a couple things I'm not gonna talk about, because I don't really know enough about them, unless somebody else has information to contribute, like for the property standards from ACW, so. We'll, is there anything, an update on our activities? And do you have a report from Potters?
Yes.
And, you're going to give a update on the church?
Oh, John went?
Okay.
Yeah, is that, I guess Cliff said, because Cliff couldn't be here, he suggested that you would be able to give just a brief update on the church.
Well, that's telling me.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. When do you want that?
That will be number 6 on our agenda.
Okay, it's not now. So let's
Yeah,
go.
not now, so just, well, you've got a few moments to think about it then.
Sure.
And then we'll talk about the subcommittees, the bylaws, and I don't know if anyone read the we had a couple people review and sent edits. So I don't know if anyone has reviewed, been interested and looked on the website and read the bylaws.
It's great sleeping
I did.
material.
I did, it was.
Oh, you did? Oh,
It is
okay, great.
Yeah, it is
So
really good.
hopefully we can approve the bylaws at this meeting.
I had to look at.
And then we have new business, strawberry social, silent auction, and Elizabeth Butler suggested we do analog summer, an activity called analog summer, which sounds like a lot of fun. And then we're gonna nominate a new executive. So do we have a motion to approve the agenda? Do we have to do that, right? A motion to approve the agenda?
Sure.
We
No,
don't
we
have
don't.
to
Oh,
do
good,
that?
okay.
Just carry on with finance.
Okay, so now we do.
Finances, well, hello, everybody. I'm happy to report that we did spend some money this past year. You have in front of you probably the comparative income statement that I did. During that fiscal year, we received about 1,200 in membership fees. So that represents about 40 households. And for the second year in a row, we chose not to apply for the ACW community grant. After reviewing the grant requirements, we felt they were more extensive than what we needed for our own projects, so we didn't apply for anything. We did have a few expenses in the past 12 months, a routine bank charge. We sent our $10 per member fee to the ACLA, which is the Asheville Colburn Lakefront Association, and they help with the water care and updating us with information on the beaches and whatnot. Some food and coffee expenses from last year's meeting, and then renewal or beginning of our website domain through CanSpace Solutions. So after all these expenses, our net income was $403.51. All of that is disclosed in the, I did a running total of the bank's statements on the second page. So you can have a look at that, and then if you ever want to review to make sure I was truthful, you can always ask and I can give you all those bank statements. Because they're so much fun to review. So we still, no one's come forward to say that they've submitted a permit for about dredging the river. So we still have an erosion fund balance within our total. So 4,384.30 is our cash on hand right now. Of that, 413.84 could come out if someone ever provides us with that. So some things that we purchased recently, we've got the camera ready to go, for the beachfront. We're hoping that we'll put the information in so that you can log in and have a look, so if you're wondering what, how wavy it is, or will you be able to go out on the water today with your toys or whatever, you'll be able to see the lakefront. And we have a marker buoy, to show where the,
And we'll talk about that when we
yeah,
go to that. Can I make a comment?
yes.
First of all, the erosion funds should be $1,000, because we topped it up to 1,000.
Oh, I see, but out of our, okay,
So it goes, so we have to take out from,
we'll look at the minutes from last year, because I think that there was something.
yeah, so we did, we voted, we had a motion to vote
For
to
1,000.
top it up to 1,000.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, okay.
And also, under the website fees, I know what we earmarked was $300 to maintain the website, and it looks like we've spent more than was allotted, but that's for 2 years. That $325.17 is for 2 years of web hosting, so we're still under the 300 per year for our cost.
Okay,
Yeah,
I can do that.
that's 2 years.
I probably did know that, but I probably didn't retain it.
I don't think I
I
did.
did retain it. Okay, so I don't think there's a representative here for Patters, right? So Patters is the, Port Albert, and District Recreation Society, and, oh, okay, I see. I thought I would just do it all at once, but we won't.
Does it matter if we go in order? I suppose it
No,
does.
I can do it later.
I feel
I can do that later.
I feel like we're the Keystone Cops.
All right, you go next.
Sorry.
So I think I've done, like, it's pretty black and white what's going on. I didn't touch the petty cash last year, so that's the same as this year. Like I say, I've updated the banking. I think, financially speaking, we are really good.
Yeah, good.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Thanks for taking care of everything, staying organized, because that's definitely a skill. Okay, so we'll go on to the updates and news from stakeholder agencies. We'll try and be really quick, because.
To accept the financial.
Oh, yes,
yes.
I'm sorry, thank you.
Second.
Oh, okay.
John
Liz.
and Liz, John and Liz. Thank you. Okay, so we'll try to be quick. ACW, there was a lot of things going on this year with the septic inspections. We've all worked our way through that, I think. Most of us have gotten through it. And then with the new garbage program coming into place, and then there's a few other things like the Property Standards Act, they're working on that. I don't think it relates to anybody in Port Albert, but if you're interested, they had an issue with, when you come down Highway 21, the sign that says flea market. The fire a couple of years ago there prompted a bunch of residents of ACW to challenge the agricultural zoning of that property. And there's one other property in ACW, I can't remember where it is, because over time that property was it's zoned agricultural, but over time it's had more and more, it's filled up with storage of things that people aren't necessarily, they're not confident that they're stored properly, and it might be leaking unhealthy things into the ground, and it was a fire hazard. So they're trying to change the Property Standards Act to make sure that situation doesn't happen again. So I don't know if that's relevant to or important to anybody, but if you are interested in it, they have a working group that you can be part of, and you can watch their meetings online if you want to learn more about that. So we can talk about waste management. We spent time we went in and had a meeting with Tom McCarthy, the superintendent of Public Works, and he was super responsive in the meeting, but follow-up afterwards he was not. So he told us that he would let us know when he and Waste Management were going around our community to decide where dumpsters would go. Because the first question they have is, can Waste Management get into a space to pick up a whole dumpster. So that is the first priority. We can say we want a dumpster in this spot or this spot, but if Waste Management can't back in or do whatever they need to do to get it, it doesn't matter. But he had told us that he would let us know, and then he didn't let us know. And we emailed several times after that to try and follow up with him and get more information, but he was not responsive. And I don't know if he was not responsive because, you know, he just didn't care, or if he's just busy. I'm trying to be nice.
So, excuse me, did he say we were getting dumpsters?
Yes.
Or online, it says that we're getting bins?
So there's two things. So we have wheelie carts and there are dumpsters. So almost all of us are getting the wheelie carts, and the wheelie cart for garbage holds about 2.5 black garbage bags of garbage. The recycling bin is about the same size. For people who live in areas where the trucks can't literally go down the road to pick up those wheeling carts, the plan was to put in big dumpsters. So when we talked to him about that, we said, well, there's gonna be a problem with that because, first of all, how do you know that it's just the residents using that dumpster? What do you do about animals? What do you do when people start piling up their garbage outside the dumpster? And like we went through all of the concerns that we heard from so many people last year and online. If you go to the ACW neighbors group, people all across ACW are pretty upset about the whole thing. So he, in the end, we are getting 2 bins, like dumpsters, sorry, it's hard to make sure I use the right words. So there's going to be one on North Street near Bowers Lane that serves Bowers Lane and Walnut Roads. So those people won't have wheeling carts, they'll have the dumpsters. And there's also a dumpster on Huron and Ashfield. They're planning one there for Huron Street and Victoria Road. So those are the 2 places where there's gonna be dumpsters. There's also gonna be a dumpster for David Drive, but they haven't picked the spot for that yet.
So we're not getting.
We're getting
Yeah.
So, and he recognized that he didn't, like for instance, people on Maple Lane, because that's near where I live, I know more about that area. People are not happy about having to wheel a cart down that laneway, but in that case, he says he doesn't want to put a dumpster at the end of the road because then it will just be a dumpster for the beach goers.
Yeah.
We'll just end up with a ton of garbage at the end of our lane. So, and I know that lots of other people are going to really struggle with getting their bins to the road. And then there's the issue of, if you're here for the weekend, what do you do? Like with your cart, if you're putting it out before, you know, when you leave and it's not time for garbage, and who's gonna bring it back? Well, his suggestion was, well, people are gonna have to rely on their friends and neighbors to help them with those kinds of things, which is BS, frankly. But I don't think one of the problems is we don't really have a choice because Waste Management is the only garbage company that bid on doing garbage for ACW. The other one, there was another bid, but it was like twice as much money. And then they approached other companies saying, please put in a bid, and they just refused because they said it was outside their area. And all the waste management companies are moving to the cart system. So there's not anything we can do about it. So unfortunately, ACW's position is that, well, we'll learn as we go, which seems to be their typical response on everything, learn as we go. So I'm not sure. I think what we just need to do is be as vocal as possible. When you have problems, call. Be the squeaky wheel. We can, yeah?
Yeah, do you have a direct or an extension phone number for this Tom fella?
I do.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'll get it from Susan.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that I've dealt with ACW a lot. And if you can't get through to Tom, you just go to Mark Becker. He's the CEO.
Right, okay.
I CC everything to Mark that I ask Tom to help me with. And if you don't, you won't get a response. But if you CC Mark Becker, you'll get a response. I phoned this gentleman once
got his machine, Tom, got his machine, he never returned. So my husband called, he answered the phone right away. So Mark Becker's the boss there, and he'll get action. If those guys know he's been CC'd, they'll respond to it.
I've actually had the opposite experience. Whenever I've called and I said, can I talk to Tom, that I get him on the phone, and when we requested a meeting, he was like, yeah, great, come in today. And I've CC'd Mark Becker on the septic inspection stuff, and the response I got back from Joy Lindsay after CC'ing Mark Becker was, stop talking to people. If people have questions, let them call us themselves, but you should stop talking to people. That was the response I got after. After.
Trust me, Mark Becker's really good. Trying hard.
So that's the garbage. So I guess all I can suggest is that people call, and I think it's important to call too this year, because this year is you can also call every single council member and complain to council members. They will talk to you. I've called several about different issues, and if you call them and email them, call and email the staff at ACW so that they make sure that they know we're paying attention, because otherwise they'll just ignore us. So, and we can write letters if you think, I don't know how much it helps, but we can do that too.
Was there an opportunity to have a different size of bins, especially garbage? Because, we have our houses, our cottages, up two major huge hills, the size of that one. And there's other people on our lane, on Oak Lane, that are gonna have a very, very difficult time getting their garbage down. But I know in some communities, you were given the opportunity to have a smaller garbage bin. We would never use 2.5 black garbage bags in a week.
Yeah.
So
good
to haul a great big huge bin down, and I think down on Russell Street, we're gonna have something like, I calculated, like almost 100 bins or 80 bins. So, and they all have to be 3 feet apart. We have almost 30 cottages down there, 2 bins each. Like, it's a lot of bins. Our whole road is gonna be bins.
And so that's Russell.
And we have people parked.
Right.
You can
Two recycle
and garbage, and they have to be 3 feet apart.
Yeah, they do.
And so you get 30 cottages bringing 2 bins. There's at least 60 bins going down for garbage day.
Wow.
3 feet apart.
The letter that I received actually said if we had notified the township by June the 10th, we had an option to change sizes.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I don't know why it was mailed
Because
out to my dad.
We do not need, for the 30 cottages coming down the end of Russell, we do not need, I bet you every bin is gonna have 1 garbage bag in it.
Yeah. Okay, can I just, because we just switched in Kitchener to the same system, and we started sharing garbage bins.
Yeah, but the problem is for us is you take your garbage down, if there's not a bin that's available, then you've gotta haul your garbage back up, get your bin and go back down with your bin.
We just kind of verbally say, do you need garbage, do you need
I mean, I don't mind walking the hill, but not with garbage on a regular basis.
No.
Like a mountain.
So we're definitely not putting our blue box down every week because it's just crazy, but we'd like to put our garbage down, but in a smaller bin.
And other people have asked for 2 bins, but they're not, so.
But how could you go through 2 bags of garbage, 2 bins in 1 week?
Well, we have, like, so 2 cottages is on one property, and then when we get like a big family that don't like to recycle, or they just, when they leave, they take all the food from the fridge and put it in the garbage. And it's just, some days some renters will end up with like 5 or 6 bags of garbage from 1 week. It's unreal. I just don't understand it, but it's unreal. So the other thing is that they say that you can get a second bin, but in some of their literature, it says you can get a second bin, and then when you go in their FAQs, they say second bins are not available at this time. And then in other literature, it says just call Waste Management and you can get a second bin. And then Waste Management says, no, we don't have extra bins at this time. So it's a bit.
I think it would be good to have an opportunity to have a smaller bin.
Okay. So now I'm thinking, like, maybe what we need to do is, I'll get Tom to actually, I'll send out an email, so anyone I'll try and set up a meeting with Tom and make him come down and look and listen to you, face to face.
Yeah.
And so if I send out an email with some dates, see if I can get them pinned down. I probably can't, but I'll try. And maybe we can just dive bomb them with our complaints and.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are they gonna be pouring slabs for the dumpsters?
That's a good question.
Because
Are they going to pour slabs of concrete to hold the dumpsters?
No. Oh, on the dumpsters.
Oh, the dumpsters.
Yeah, I don't know about
they
that.
should.
Yes, John?
I guess.
Yeah, perhaps I could suggest in the meantime, if, I'm certainly think it's a good idea for you to communicate with Tom, but in the meantime, there seems to be a particular concern about Russell Street. So perhaps those that are in that Russell Street zone, if we can all send, or in some way communicate with this gentleman of our concerns, and that we need to set up a meeting face-to-face with him, copy to Mr. Becker, maybe that would get some action, because if this thing's gonna start on July the 10th, once they put something in place, it's a lot harder to reverse it.
Yeah, that's kind of their plan though, it's just like they literally say that we'll just see how it goes and we'll make changes as needed.
So a lot of us, we have the same issue where we won't use the bins. We're weekenders, and so we leave Sunday like a lot of people. So we just won't use it. We'll have to, take it with us or whatever. So because it seems like a lot of people have that issue, why don't, for the weekenders and the people in the community that won't or can't use the bins, have a separate larger bin that we all opt out of the individual bins, then we can all access the larger.
Yeah.
And then that saves all the bins down the road.
Where
Where would it be?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
problem, what
But-
cottage do you plunk in front?
Yeah, if there was a spot, then we all have access to that, and then we don't have all the little bins. So it's just about where that would go. That would save everybody.
Like a small dumpster kind of idea.
She said, oh, they're really nice. Brand new dumpster. Oh, great.
Yeah, it's almost kind
There is one more thing, you can opt out. You can opt out and then you can opt out of having a bin at all and manage your own garbage. So you can choose to just take it home with you.
Well, we're
if you're a
gonna have to.
cottager.
Yeah.
So you can opt out and then you can save money on your taxes. You get it.
I'd rather have an access to a
Yeah,
bin
right.
somewhere
Yeah.
where we can, on the way out, drop our stuff off.
Yeah, when we were in the meeting, I suggested, and it was just like off the top of my head thought, that they could just put a big dumpster in the parking lot by the bridge, where all the fishermen camp, and that people could just drive there and drop their, and he
And
said.
so, like all of us who opt out, we would have an individual key, I guess, for that?
See, we talked about keys and he said, no, it's too hard to manage keys because people lose them and other people find them and they're
Oh, so it would
constant.
just be open?
It would just be open, so then
Yeah, and then everybody uses it.
then everybody uses it. It's just, there's no easy solutions. Sorry, did you have your
There
hand
should be a
up?
code, and then nobody's losing keys if it's just.
If it's a code,
Yeah, if it's code, yeah.
And then the code is given to us, and that's it.
Yeah. I know. There are solutions, but they're just not, I think it's
I
too
think
hard.
they need to be told.
They need to see people really upset as the system doesn't work. So if you see people like coming by and dropping garbage off near your dumpster or your bins, you come out and your bins, the wind is blowing them all over the place or animals have gotten into them, take pictures and send them pictures. Because they don't, if they see you know, if you say this is happening all the time, they'll think, yeah, it probably happened once or twice. But if you send them a picture every time it happens, they'll start to pay attention maybe because they're tired of their inboxes getting filled up. So get proof if you can of the problems you experience. I wish I could solve it.
I wish we could solve it too.
So then, does anybody have anything else they want to contribute to the garbage discussion? No?
Oh,
yeah.
one other suggestion, I mean, I assume we're all supposed to put our names on the outside of the cans, so you get your cans back. Is that right?
That's a,
And you can put
yeah.
your phone number,
Address, yeah, maybe address is better.
So I guess most of us then have been through the septic inspections. Is anybody still waiting? How are you guys doing, John and Nancy there? No? You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
There's a cottage we don't think has gotten to it yet.
Yeah, there have been a few, some people said they never got an email to schedule their inspection. Other people said, so when they called in to say, hey, nobody sent me an email, they said, well, we didn't think you had a system. It's like, well, we have a cottage. It clearly has some kind of a septic system. And then other people, they never got an email about when their appointments were, and the inspector just showed up. And I mean, I guess any big program like this, there's going to be hiccups for some people, but there have been some pretty, unhappy, difficult circumstances for some people. And I'll just say, our inspections ended up, I guess, I'm sorry, Angela, I'm going to reveal our personal experience. When they originally said that, like their communication wasn't clear about whether holding tanks had to have their lids excavated or not. Like there was a lot of miscommunication, and I felt not very well explained information sent out. So when they said we had to excavate to the top of our holding tank, I was ticked and said, if we have to excavate, what if our holding tank is like 4 to 6 feet down through roots? You want us to dig down that deep and we don't even know where the lid is?
Yeah.
Because all we have is a port. You expect us to excavate the entire top of the lid so that you can look in it? Why don't you use a camera, right? So I was super vocal and super annoying to them. In the end, we did comply, and we have, through talking to different people, it seems like their expectations of how we were supposed to prepare were different. Like the criteria was different for different people. Like it wasn't very consistently applied. So I had a lot of unpleasant interactions with them, so that they really, I'm sure they disliked me. But I think we're pretty much through everyone in Port Albert now. And they did the same, they gave the same sort of excuse, saying, well, we're learning as we go. Which, honestly, I don't think that that's good enough, because lots of people have put in short-term rental bylaws, lots of people have gone to wheelie cart garbage, lots of people, townships have had septic inspections. You don't need to learn as you go. You can prepare, you can learn from other municipalities, but it's a lot easier to just wing it. So I think everyone here is through their septic inspections. It's going to happen every 5 years. So you need to prepare for whatever you did this year. You just need to know it's going to come again next year. I don't know if anyone has anything they want to contribute on that. Good. I don't ever want to talk about the septic inspections again. The Maitland Valley Conservation Authority and the ACLA. So we donated $10 of our membership to the ACLA. That's the Ashfield Colburn Lakefront Association. So I went to their coordinators meeting, and 3 people from the Maitland Valley Conservation Authority came and spoke, and it was really interesting. It was interesting, given that we had our beach, we had a bacterial warning on our beach, And one of the presentations at the ACLA meeting was about how they had a free program where they scouted out the most problem agricultural areas in ACW where there were issues with runoff, and they approached those farmers and offered to pay for winter cover crops, and because people want to do things the way they've always done it because they know they can rely on those systems, and so they're nervous about trying new things. So because Maitland Valley paid for it, some of these farmers were on board. So after a year of that, they discovered that this new system of planting a cover crop and then in the spring planting in place, when they put on their fertilizer, it helps to keep that fertilizer in place. And they not only had less runoff into our watershed, they also increased their crop yield. So so by paying for it, they could prove to other farmers that it was a good system to employ. So that's a positive thing. But we still ended up with like a pretty good, I don't know if anyone went to the actual Huron-Perth website where they give the data on what the counts were. We were at 400 to 600 on June 17th, and then June 19th we were at 1,000. So it was pretty serious. But what the Huron-Perth Health Unit, they test for E. coli, but they don't test for what kind of E. coli. So if we had 1,000 count for 2 or 3 weeks in a row, they would forward that up to the Ministry of the Environment, and then they would do tests to see what kind of bacteria it is, and then check their database to see if anyone had reported a leak or a mishap of some sort. So that's how that process works. So anyways, the Maitland Valley did this experiment, and hopefully more farmers will now buy into that process. The other thing they talked about was the fact that the Maitland Valley Conservation Authority is being amalgamated into one, honestly I don't remember. I think we currently have 30 watersheds in Ontario, and they're amalgamating them into 9. And the reason they're doing that is the Ontario government wants to, I forget what the bill's called, the Build Faster bill. And this way they can get around some of the environmental regulations. And what has happened is, since we're only going to have 9 watershed areas and they're amalgamating them, the way they're going to approve projects is by vote. And 2 of the largest new conservation authorities have the densest population, which is Lake Simcoe, and I forget what the other one is. That means they get to vote on what happens in our watershed, and that's not good because every watershed is different and has different issues and different environmental concerns. So that's the Maitland Valley Conservation Authority is really going to they can't fight it. It's already happened. It's already been voted on. It's happened. But they're going to work hard, as well as the ACLA, the Asheville Colburn Lakefront Association. They're going to work hard to try and get them to put things in place that make it more fair, so that we all have a voice on what happens. So next year at the AGM, Patrick from the Maitland Valley said because I asked him to come to this meeting, but he said he doesn't really know the impacts yet because it's just happened. But next year he'll come and talk to us all and tell us what the impacts of the amalgamation are. So I don't know if anybody has more knowledge about that than I do, if they have something they want to contribute. Okay, great. So that's the updates from stakeholder agencies, and now we're on to board activities. We sort of dropped the ball on the porta potties, and I think
we had them for the summer, but
how did we
wanted.
get 2? How did that happen? We now have 2 at the beach.
I know. I don't know why there's 2.
Is that normal?
There's always been 2.
Yeah.
Oh, has there?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in April
You
they
guys
put
have
in.
yours.
In April they put in 1, and then summer
doubled up?
they doubled up. Okay. So once the garbage issues, the new garbage system is in place, the board will we'll approach them about, I suggested to Tom that we have that the garbage be collected, be part of waste management, their route, so that then that it be there all year round.
Yeah. Around.
So once the garbage stuff is happening, in our next conversation with Tom, we'll see if we can make that happen, because the porta potties can't be there unless there's year-round garbage. So we have the beach camera. And the Dohertys have offered to have it hosted on their place. Also, Linda and Sam offered to host the camera on their property, so we could all get a view of the beach. I've watched some tutorials about how to install it, but if anyone has really good technical, the camera is definitely, it has the protocol in it to be live streamed. So if anybody has any technical expertise and wants to help us setting that up, that would be great. Otherwise,
we'll wing it.
Yeah, we'll wing it.
And this is just on the website, right?
It'll just be a live stream on the website, so you can just go and check it out.
And just facing out to the water?
Yes. Just facing out to the water. It's gonna not hit the beach, it'll just be the water, because we don't want to invade anyone's privacy. The buoy at the end of the pier, we have the buoy, but the ice took out, the big long thing that was sticking out like this. The ice took it out. And right now the pier posts are pretty much buried, so there's nowhere to put the buoy this year. So maybe as the summer carries on, if those pier posts appear again, we'll attach the buoy to it.
Perfect.
Yeah. I can't see your faces. I can't see you going, you're crazy, what are you talking about? The website. So we switched everything over. It's no longer on my web hosting space. We switched it all over to Can Space. And I mean, does anybody visit the website?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Great.
That's great.
All right.
Yeah, you've done
Awesome.
a really good job
Yes.
there.
Thank
Really
you.
good job.
And so now we're on
Now I
to
can do
6
this.
update.
Can I, oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, do you have something to
Just
say?
a quick question, with respect to the beach area, the public beach area. Does the signage down there still include, no motorized vehicles?
Yeah, I forgot. That's so I've had conversations with M&R, like right after our last meeting, I emailed them I found the old letter from 2006 that stated the rules. Within 300 meters on one side of the river and 400 meters on the other side of the river, no motorized vehicles are allowed. That's what the rules are now. And I said, people are wondering if there's been any update to this, rule or regulation. And she said, we're reviewing it. Thanks for that information about the old, and I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. And so she didn't. And so we had an email back and forth, nothing happened. So then I phoned a few times. And last week I got a call from the M&R and they said they are reposting they've got a sign for no motorized vehicles that they're going to come down and post. But they also asked if there was any other M&R regulations that they want us to, that we want signage for, so that while they're at it, they can do it. But I think we're kind of covered because we have the no, yes?
Camping.
Yeah, we've got, M&R has a no camping, no dogs. So right now the sign says, I said the sign used to have a no motorized vehicle, but now it just has dogs must be on a leash, no campfires, and no camping. That's what it says. And so the only other M&R things I can think of are no hunting, but that's not really applicable. So I don't know if there's, pardon? No visitors? Yeah, so in the next couple of weeks we should have no motorized vehicles sign up there.
Will they be doing that on both sides of the river?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what, I would look into that. Do you have a no camping, no fires?
No.
Oh,
There's
shoot.
nothing.
Okay.
There's
Two
just
sides.
and no dumping.
Okay.
No dumping.
Is that, no dumping, would that be ACW?
I don't know.
Do you have a no dumping sign on this? I'm sorry, was that a yes?
Yes. But we could use the big about the motorized vehicles.
Okay.
We have a lot of e-bike issues down by us.
Yes, we have some kids in the community who are terrors with these e-bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like, I mean, are they little red ones, little red e-bikes?
I don't know what color they are, but there's a group of kids, like
Yeah.
middle schoolers, like grade 8, and they have been terrorizing a lot.
Yeah, they come and do like donuts on our beach and put big rocks in the sand. And I think that most people don't, a lot of, I mean, I would like no motorized vehicles on the beach ever. I know that some people don't feel upset about it when it's, you know, late fall and early spring, but there definitely is a danger when people are starting to walk to the beach and be on the beach if there's motorized
Well, we
vehicles.
have little kids, we have some of us who can't walk as well on the
Yeah.
uneven ground, and they'll just come speeding through, and they'll go up private drives too.
Yeah, so again, I think when you feel like there's nothing you can do, because if you call M&R, by the time they get there, they're gone. But I still think if you call the tip line, and the guy said, if there are repeated complaints, then that prompts them to bring someone down to monitor it more closely.
Okay.
So just make sure you complain.
Okay, so similar to them amalgamating the conservation, we used to have an M&R office near here, and they would come. And then they amalgamated them, and the office is in Guelph. So, for people from Guelph to come all the way down here is ridiculous. And I've been phoning for years and saying there's no sign, and as soon as you put it up, they put it up, people take them down and burn them. So, it's really difficult, and the only thing that I found that worked when some kids came roaring through our neighbor's property down on their dirt bikes was to take pictures, and if there's if they have a license plate on it, which they can, you can take a picture and forward it to the M&R, and they will come, and if they can find out who the license plate belongs to, they'll come and say, you'll get a fine if you do this again. So if anybody is down there and somebody goes roaring by, take a picture and forward it.
Yeah.
Because for them to come here, they just don't anymore.
I know, that's why there was people on quads. So when I talked to the M&R guy, he said, well, if they don't have license plates, then they're breaking the law by driving on the road.
Yeah.
So you can also call the OPP if that's the case. But it's just so hard to, because by the time people get here, they're gone. It's really,
So
I don't know
pictures
what you do. Yeah, pictures whenever you can. And
Pictures and video, yeah.
Video,
yeah, and the more you phone, the more, he said, because also the more you phone, they get a sense of the timing of it. So if it's like always Friday night, then they'll start coming. He said they know sort of what kind of window they should come to monitor the problem. And I've seen that with fishing too.
Are golf carts considered motorized vehicles?
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to drive golf carts, but you know nobody's whipping around on golf carts, so nobody's going to complain.
Well, and I think that there are some rules around golf carts that if you have mirrors,
Yes.
there's certain things that they can be considered a motorized vehicle if they have mirrors, they have brake lights, they have certain qualities that a car would have, because there are some people with disabilities who would like to, you know, go to the beach and rather than having, you know, they've got a lot of stuff to take to the beach, so rather than taking a little scooter, they'll take their golf cart. So I think that there are some rules around that, but we can try to figure that
I
out
know my
too.
mom lost her license. She used to drive to the general store in Delaware on her golf cart, and it used to make my son mad.
You're still in a motorized vehicle, huh? Yes.
Yeah. There was something else there was the oh, so we didn't talk about maybe is it in here? Speeding. People speeding. So when we
yes.
Do you want to talk about something? Do you want to tell them about our conversation with Tom and the speeding? How that went? Do you remember? Or do you want?
Yeah, I would like you. You got the brain. I'm just here. I did finance.
Tom. We had a long conversation, and it
Yes.
felt really productive. And it's just too bad we didn't get a, follow up.
Yeah.
So we talked about. So at our last meeting, we talked about speed bumps. We talked about a bunch of different things with speeding, and then Ken Nix said, why don't you talk to ACW and see if there's anything they can do for us? So we did that, and. So Tom was saying, you don't want to use the rubber removable speed bumps. People steal them. He said, I know, that's a lot of work to remove those.
Yeah.
Embed an air tag into it.
And then he said that one year they put posts in the middle of the road. He said they were destroyed within a couple of days, that doesn't work. He said if you wanted to...
They put a police officer.
Yeah, he said that he would do this.
Yeah.
And he made it sound like he was going to do it in 2 weeks. They have a police officer standing, a cardboard cutout, a police officer standing with radar.
Yeah.
And he said that helps slow people down, and that they would do that. He said he would put a tracker on a pole to count how many people were speeding. Because he said you have to have data. First of all, if you want the OPP to really come and monitor the situation, you have to be able to give them data that says this really is a problem, because they don't believe you when you complain, I guess. So he said he would put up one of those trackers for us. What else did he say he would
What's
do?
the one that, when you're going into Goderich, just as you come over the bridge, there's one that says your speed?
Yeah, so that's a driver feedback sign.
Yeah.
And so he said, we did that one year and we didn't notice anything. But the problem is they put it in a bad spot. So if you turn off the highway, you've already slowed down. And so they were tracking your speed when you were slow after making a turn.
Yeah.
So it was ridiculous. So I did look, I did a quick internet search to see how much those driver feedback signs cost, and then I called a company from Cambridge. They're manufactured in Montreal, and I got some general quotes. But what this guy told me is that you cannot, as a community, you cannot just put them up yourself. You have to get permission from your township. So I think we could probably convince ACW to let us put one up, and so I'm thinking that's where our fundraising from the Strawberry Social could go. So we should talk about it and vote on it if you think it's a good idea. So just so you know what the general costs are, for a 12-inch driver feedback sign, 12 inches is the size of the digit, not the whole sign. So solar powered 12-inch digit driver feedback sign that also tracks data. So it gives, for every vehicle that goes by, it gives you the time, the day, and the speed that they're going. So you can collect data, and it comes with a year of, you have access to their cloud storage of data. And even when that runs out, you can just download an app and you can get all the information from your driver feedback sign for free. So he suggests, I originally talked to him about an 18-inch digit, which is pretty big. And he said that small communities usually go for the 12-inch one, because then you can move it around more easily if you want to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I had originally had in my head that we might have two, one for each side of the river. But he said the 12, what happens is if you keep them in one permanent spot, people become indifferent to them. They stop seeing them. So if we had a 12-inch one that we could move around and just keeps it fresh. And so the cost for that is $4,429 plus $150 delivery fee plus tax. So they're pretty expensive. If you want one that, so that's for the one, if you want the smile, if you want to be able to do emojis or other customizable messages,
I like when I know.
I was going to say something really weird, like, oh yeah.
Like when the township at least put up more signs, there's not enough signs.
Yeah, there's really not enough signs.
You can just slow down.
Or just
Speed limit signs.
The speed limit signs, I can request that.
That should be done first, and then we'll see, because that's a lot of money for
That
us
is a lot
to
of money.
pay.
How do people know?
Like I think.
And I don't even think we have that in our budget right now.
There are many around, so we need more, just general speed limit signs.
So we also asked him about putting up signs for, you know, watch out for children. And he sort of gave us the impression that we're not really allowed to do that, but if we did it, he would look the other way. Like, you're supposed to have permission for every sign.
But the township can do that, they've done that in a
I
lot
know,
of.
but for some reason, like, they're just stingy or just not willing to, I guess it's just the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
So do we wanna talk more about, like, so what do people feel about the?
Could we ask the township to put up speed limit signs? 'Cause
Yes,
there are none.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Okay,
right.
we'll start
Start
there. Okay, perfect.
So, okay, so I guess that's it. So now, does anybody have anything they want to add to this?
No.
Okay. All right, so now we can move on to the Port Albert District Recreation Society update. We should have done all that talking.
All right, so Jordan wasn't able to come, and his little posse, they were all busy this weekend, but he was happy to share some updates on behalf of Patters. They're finalizing the pavilion plans with BM Ross, and they're going to be launching a fundraising campaign. They're going to put a pavilion down in the park, which will be a lovely little feature. They're going to be selling the tickets for the annual beef barbecue. That will take place August the 2nd. And this year's theme is floaters and boaters. So bring your boats and your floaters and dress up and have some fun. The dinner will be served at approximately 4. It'll go from 4 o'clock till 8, and then it's followed by the traditional piping down the sun. So, of course, we always look forward to that little hike down to the beach. They're organizing, the dinner's catered by Cardis again. Rotisserie beef, corn salad, buns, desserts. Tickets are going to be $30, and beer and wine will be available for purchase. Information on ticket sales will be posted in the Patters Facebook page. The Quincy Tournament will be held again this year, September the 11th, 12th, and 13th. The teams are selected by Paul Doherty, aka Dork, if nobody knows Paul Doherty. And there may be still a team or two that can register this year. Patters also wanted to remind people that we're always looking for volunteers, especially when it comes to serving alcohol at different things. So they're willing to cover the costs if you'd like to do some volunteer work with them, and it involves serving beer or alcohol, that they will cover the cost for a Smart Serve certification. So anyone who's interested, they will do that. It's a lot of fun, that little course, sure is. And so he would really like to thank everyone for all of your past and all your continued support and involvement. It's everything you do to help keep our community such a great place to be. So that is Patter's report.
Can I ask a question? Hey, do you know anything about the pavilion? Like, how big is it?
That I don't know.
It's gonna be double the size of the basketball court. And so it's basically, if you go into Godrich near the high school, it took a copy of a pavilion that's in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, on Key Street, that one. Yes,
there.
yes.
And basically, we're going to run it the same, I'll call it kind of north-south, so that the basketball net can still be utilized, so that the kids can play under the roof.
Oh, so it'll be over the basketball
Court,
court?
yeah,
Oh,
and so
good.
that existing pad is
Yes.
extended out
Nice.
to the south.
Yeah.
The sides have to be cut off a bit to accommodate the posts, but other than that, it's there.
So it's gonna be over the
Basketball.
Yeah.
Court.
That's not gonna impede balls?
No, it's high enough that the kids can play, and that net drops down, that's the adjustable net, so. find the one in Goddard, you see.
Oh, so the one in Goddard also has a basketball hoop
As
under
far
it?
as I know,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, so it's on Key Street if anybody wants to have a look, so it's just Keys in Virginia.
Road trip.
Yay! We'll do it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Go for it, Joyce. All right, so that's it from them, and again, everybody's always looking for volunteers.
So they say, if you want to volunteer, what do? You just,
I would probably go on their Facebook page and contact them. Their names are in there, and I think they have 5 members.
Okay.
So you could probably just email them, or even just post it on Facebook and say, "Hey, I'm willing to do this. I want to get my smart server, whatever."
Okay.
Like I say, it does take a little bit of time to do it, but it's not very, it's not very much time to be very impactful and helpful. So.
Thanks very much. John, it's your turn.
Greetings from Christ Church. This is a church where many churches are failing and they're closing, and this one is still going and is still relatively healthy. We could use more people on Sunday, or I think the church year is about March 30th to December, to Christmas, and then it shuts down because the oil is too expensive. I would, bequests to the church are welcome. I think they have been a lifeblood to assist with the few of us that come during the Sundays, but we would certainly welcome one and all to come on Sunday, if you wish. Cliff was supposed to be here, he's not here. Justin, the pastor, was supposed to be here, he's not here, so I am woefully unprepared for this. However, all I can do is just welcome one and all to come on Sundays, and that's it.
Service is July. The cemetery service is, I think, July 12th.
Yeah, at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock. A lot of people like to go to that. It's very, very short. Hopefully the weather's good. We can, have it outside.
And it's a beautiful cemetery.
It
It's
is.
a beautiful little cemetery.
It is.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, the bylaws and policies. Ken and Ryan reviewed them and sent me edits. I think I already said that. And they're pretty straightforward. Like, I don't know if anyone, well, Brenda, you read them. I was hoping we could ratify them at this meeting, but if you haven't read them, you could just take our word for it that they're reasonable, or you could read them. There's copies. There's a couple of copies on the table. There's nothing, they're pretty straightforward. The places where it might vary from other associations is just in the fact that we're such a small association, we can't really make a rule that says, you can only serve on the board 2 years, because we would have a very hard time. Some people have served on the board for like 7 years or more. So we can't have bylaws that are so rigid that it prevents us from even having an association. So I think I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. We have some rules about spending money. We have, we can't spend more than $200 without voting, getting a vote from membership. What are the other? They're pretty straight. We have a code of ethics. We have to declare conflicts of interest. They're pretty standard, straightforward bylaws. I mean, if you want, we can review them. What do you folks want to do? No, look at those faces. I love it.
No, yeah.
Okay, so
how can we ratify them though?
Pardon me?
I'd kind of like to know what the bylaws are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, if anyone wants to, if people want to take a few minutes. Or do you wanna do, we can hold a special meeting at another time, like, I just don't.
Yeah, let's do that, we're not gonna.
Okay, so we have them, like, they are on the website, and I have sent out links via email for the bylaws. I mean, they're not the kind of thing that you go, oh, I've got nothing to do, I think I'll read the Paca bylaws, like, nobody wants to do that. But if, I mean, I think it is important, if there's, and if, do you want to,
Can we do a Zoom?
yeah, can we hold a special meeting because if we waited, we don't wanna wait a whole other year. Cause it's been now, cause we had the first draft done last year, and I swear I sent out so many emails for people to review them, and they just didn't want to. So.
Can we vote online?
Yeah, could we do some kind of a Zoom meeting where people can vote?
Yeah,
That's another part of the bylaw about quorum. Quorum is really hard for our association, in voting, like it's not, we're such a small association. John, you look really keen, so you can read them, send me feedback.
I don't wanna be looking at a
No.
10-12 page thing and just say, well, just trust me.
No, absolutely. So what do people think about holding a special meeting via Zoom? And we'll give people, before the end of the summer, we'll maybe have a special meeting to vote on them.
Yeah, let's do that.
And that way, if you don't find time over the summer to do a little extra reading, then so be it. But if you are interested and want to make sure, and if you have any feedback, totally open to feedback. You've already got something.
I have, well, you mentioned quorum,
Yeah.
and it's 50% plus one. Can you have a meeting? You can't have a meeting without a quorum. And if you don't have 50% of the membership here today online, you can't do anything. I'm not trying to be a stick in the mud, but
That's what it says. So, is that what it says?
Should we change that one?
I don't know if you can change it. I think that you have to have. Can we, but are we, so you probably have, more experience, like I used other associations' bylaws as a guide, as well as the Ontario government has guidelines on associations, so that is fairly standard. Are you allowed to say quorum is something other than 50%?
Yes.
Well, that would be fun, but no.
Well, so how do we do that then? That would mean that every vote we do is really not really a proper vote.
Unless at a general meeting or a special meeting that's called, that you have a quorum.
So how many members do we have?
41, I believe.
So we
but
have-
that changes, like, it's gonna change.
So we have
You can use-
all the
you can
time.
use- You can use proxies as well.
Yes.
I think you can use proxies as well.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Proxy is you have a vote, and you're not gonna be able to attend a meeting.
Yeah.
You give your proxy over to someone else who will be attending. And then you have to know, it has to be noted that it's the other person has your proxy.
These are the existing rules or the
They're-
proposed rules?
They're draft.
Okay.
They are still in draft. Oh, yeah.
And we don't know what the existing rules are?
There are none. There never have been bylaws as far as I've been.
Okay.
So you don't need quorum then?
These are the very first bylaws Paca's ever had.
Is that true then? If
Yeah, you don't need quorum.
We
if
don't
there's
need
no rules.
quorum then.
Nope.
Yeah.
But
Because
I
it
would
hasn't been
adjust,
approved yet.
I would adjust the current, or what you're proposing though, to lower it though.
So we have just over 40 members. So we do have quorum here. I'm not suggesting that we vote on the bylaws now, because you're right, it's important that they get reviewed. But we do have quorum here, so that.
No, we don't.
No,
We
we
don't?
don't.
Because
Is it for
this is
households?
one household.
Yeah.
This is one household.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Well, so how do we do this?
You don't have to have a quorum of 50%. In our condo corporation,
Yeah.
yours it's 30.
So, okay, I didn't.
You can decide whatever.
So it can be whatever, it doesn't
Not
have to
more
be.
than half of 40.
No, it doesn't have to
It
be.
doesn't have to be.
Individuals, or is that?
That's by
Dues
household.
paid.
So that's household.
That's all.
Dues
Yeah,
paid.
ask Google.
So,
So you can move anything you want, that's seconded, you have a discussion, and you go forward. I think, just because you don't have bylaws, we do have an association, it's been long-standing. So I think you need a quorum to vote for anything.
so Allison has said that their condo board, their quorum is 30%, so you can choose what your quorum is, it doesn't have to be 50%.
Well, you got 50% here, so you might as well stick to it.
But why stick to it if it's gonna cause problems down the road?
Because if you get 30% or 20% or 15%, you're always subject to challenge, A. And B, all of a sudden, a subset of the group could exert power over the entire group.
Yeah, that's true.
Without their knowledge. So there's reasons for it.
So
Let's
think we
all
should-
promise to join in on the Zoom. We're here today.
I think you should make a motion today to at least vote the quorum rules at 50.1%. Then you can say yes or no. And then you can say a special meeting will be held on this date. And you can vote before that date for approval of this pancake.
I have another question though, so someone brought up, so our membership is household, not people. So how do we sort that out? How do we make sure that that is, like what's, cause
There's 40
normally,
people, just look at the list.
there's 40 households.
Households.
There's 40 households, so you and Nancy are one membership.
Right.
So how do we sort that out?
Count it as
By address? You vote by address.
Vote by address,
Yeah.
so that, we could still end up with a problem then if like, you know, every member of my household comes and votes, so we really should only be voting by household.
One address, one address gets one
It's
vote.
just so hard to now track.
No, but you don't put your name, you just put your address when you enter the vote.
Right.
You know, like
Okay.
if it were a Google form or something, that's
Right.
all you would do.
And then again, the proxy thing is a good.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
alright, so, yes?
But if you leave the vote open for the Zoom, like so that, as you're saying, the Zoom meeting is the end of it, you can vote before that, so you don't have to be here for the
Right.
Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can pass your vote,
Exactly right.
Yeah.
leave the vote open,
Right, okay.
So people get a chance to review it, but the Zoom date would be the deadline date, that's what it's gonna be.
I see, so people can give their vote in advance, is that what you
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
alright,
Let's do that.
okay, so,
So I'll make a motion that we establish a quorum for this association at 50% plus one, and we vote by address alone. And then you can consider anything else in the association or in this.
So you did first?
was there any other conversation that needed to happen before
So
we?
you have the motion, the
Oh,
second, and you have the discussion.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, then discussion.
So I filed a motion, Candy seconded, now discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So-
okay.
So Mary Lynn, sorry, just to clarify, will you send out, can you send out like a copy, a draft copy of the bylaws to every household
Yes.
email address that you have?
Yes.
And let them know that they
We're gonna
can,
vote.
they can vote, like review them, vote now, or there will be a Zoom meeting held.
Okay,
And put it on the website.
Yeah.
and I'll put it on the website, so I'll,
It is already there, yeah, so.
it is already on, it
Okay.
is on the website. So what I'll do is
Blast an email out.
blast an email out with a copy, a Word copy, and
Yep.
also invite feedback. Or do we need to, if we invite feedback, then I have to make changes and send it back out again? No feedback?
The draft's done, right?
I would think you
You
may
had
want
people
to
review it already.
just say, all right, 2 weeks feedback, then.
Yeah, I'll give a
vote.
2-week deadline for feedback, and then I'll pick a date for a Zoom meeting and let people know they can vote by proxy in advance, and it's per household.
Yep.
That's what we're doing? Okay, so now we need to vote on the 50 plus
Well,
one.
I just wanna raise a
Oh.
concern there.
Wait,
before
yeah.
before the vote there. This is gonna set up problems down the road. If you look at the number of households here, how many have we got?
Well, let's count them.
There's gonna be many meetings where we don't have quorum.
There's gonna be a lot of, most of the meetings, we're not gonna have quorum. It's gonna, you're just setting yourself up for a problem down the road.
So what the association does then is they'll get proxies beforehand, make sure they get a bunch of proxies in hand, they'll go around or whatever, do it online.
Who's gonna do all that?
Just like getting the dues paid before.
Well, it's a fairly, it's just people have to read the emails and follow through it.
One of the problems is that sometimes motions aren't made until we're here at the meeting. They're not advanced. So then everything we do, we will have to wait for people to respond by email to get a full vote.
Nothing's gonna get done.
And then it will never get done, because honestly, I send out emails and nobody responds.
Yeah.
Nobody responds. So
But you-
you've got a good point.
If you set a minimum, it's just a minimum. It's everybody's responsibility to show up if they don't like it. If they don't show up, they have nothing to go against.
It is, I don't know how we can solve this problem.
You're gonna set yourself up for a problem.
Yeah, because based on our discussion here, we could have had a motion and a vote on whether or not we wanted to do driver feedback signs, and we wouldn't have had quorum. Maybe what we need to do is not do membership by household. Maybe that's actually
that we pay by household, but every member counts, every person counts.
That's tricky, because that's not really fair, because that means it should be per, what are we gonna do?
Here again?
Yeah.
So if you have a proxy, then you can cover your 50%?
If you have a proxy, but that means that we need to have our motions prepared before the AGM.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, no.
No, why
No,
not?
it's just you give your vote to someone else. I could, if I'm not gonna be here today, I can phone and say, hey, here's my proxy, and just.
Even if I don't know what the motion is, I can vote by proxy? I just agree with whatever you say?
I trust my proxy. If I give my proxy to someone, I'm trusting them to vote in a way that I would probably appreciate or agree with.
There's a lot of boards that have it set up that the proxy is given to either the president of the board, the treasurer, that proxies are given to board members.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This is just getting so complicated now. This is very complicated.
Mary Ann, I can get you a copy of a proxy so you can read it.
Okay. All right, so, do people generally feel that 50 plus 1 is good, and that we make sure people understand how proxy works? And on, moving forward into the future? Does that mean we need to add something to the bylaws about proxies, because we don't have anything in there?
You do.
Who's gonna organize all the proxies?
Pardon?
Who's gonna organize all the proxies? You honestly think that, I know you guys are going to do that, because you're fairly cohesive and everything, but I think most people aren't gonna be doing it.
I agree, Mike.
You're gonna have that risk no matter what.
Yeah, and this thing with 50, plus 1, you're not even gonna be able to, to ratify the minutes from the last thing. You don't have that 50%.
So today's meeting, we have 16 households, I think, I don't know, I think there's 16 households, and you needed 26, so we need to get 10 proxies on a day like today. And that would be a normal year, I would imagine, need about 10 proxies on a meeting.
I think that would be really hard, honestly.
That would be
It means you have to
hard.
be organized.
They vote on stuff they don't understand. Or care.
I'm not
But if
sure.
they're giving their proxy, they're trusting whoever they give their proxy to vote on that.
With due respect, there's a motion on the floor, it's been seconded, it's been discussed. You vote yes or you vote no?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
No, that's the process.
Okay, so,
You can vote no.
what exactly was the motion again? I didn't write it down. But
So, does anybody wanna know what the AI says?
Sure.
So I just asked the question, does quorum need to be 50 plus 1, percent? No, a quorum does not inherently need to be 50% plus 1. While it's very common standard, Quorum is simply the minimum number of members required to be present to legally conduct official business. Its exact definition depends entirely on your specific circumstances. So, because I'm on our condo board as well, and we have like 30%, as Allison said.
So just out of curiosity then, so we have 16 households here today?
Do we?
I don't know, I just took a
Oh,
guess at
that's the
that.
guess?
Let's count the households here.
You've got the list there. So if we have 40-something members plus, let's figure out what percentage we have right now. and see.
50% of this list.
So you need 20 members, 40, if you have 40 members, you need 20, 21. So you have less than
50% of the
Yeah. We have 21 households. So we actually,
11.
no, there's 41.
41.
Households
Yeah.
on, like, on that.
We have that many members, so we actually,
Because there's.
Oh, it's only for the people
on
here.
this page.
this is the people who are here. So we have 21 households here.
Right, so are you saying there's only 50% of the 21 households that
No,
are here,
no,
or
no.
50% of the
Our membership
We've had
is,
meetings- We've had meetings then that don't qualify as a quorum.
Right, but we didn't have a bylaw to say that.
Which is why they're trying to do this.
so today we do happen to have 50%.
Yeah, we do.
This is
But
a-
we
this
can't
is a
vote on
normal
it because.
annual meeting then. This is what the size,
Yeah.
roughly a normal annual meeting
Yeah.
would be, so we're not too far.
Want to vote on whether we
And
vote?
a few people would
Would
I mean,
40,
why don't we could split the difference and say 40 plus 1?
There's
Wanna
a
do
mo-
40
And that way, you know,
But there's a
30
motion.
is,
There's a motion on the
You
table
gotta-
right
you
now.
gotta
We
take
have
care
to
of the
vote on
motion. We have to
that.
vote on the motion.
okay, so we're voting the, so do you,
Quorum.
it's not uncommon for people to have small associations, like both of their different condo boards have 30%. So it's not like,
Okay,
you know,
motion withdrawn.
absolutely off the radar.
Okay, motion withdrawn. So.
Okay,
Very
so
good. Could,
Motion withdrawn, yeah.
this is just a suggestion. Could you reach out to the president of the Point Clark?
And ask what theirs,
Yeah, what their
quorum is?
quorum is, and because you've kind of used some of their guidelines of their bylaws. I'm sure they're in a similar situation. It might be, you know, not everybody attends every meeting and whatever, like
Yeah.
before we make a final, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't think it would be impossible to get proxies for people. If you send out the notice of the meeting and include a proxy and say if you cannot attend, please sign and pass it on to your neighbor or someone you know who's gonna attend. I go to several meetings where that's commonplace.
Yeah, there's a sample of a proxy document on Ontario Nonprofit Network. I mean, you can get a proxy.
So this is,
But let's not overcomplicate things.
I think the problem with proxies is there's so much apathy that people won't even bother doing that, so, you know, you're back to square one again.
this is really crazy that we're trying to vote to figure out how we vote. It just feels absurd, but.
There's no quorum, there's no meeting. So, nice seeing you.
There is quorum, isn't that what they just said? There's 21.
yeah, we have
We
21.
do have quorum at this meeting,
We don't now because people have left.
but we don't have bylaws.
Okay, so here's the thing, why don't you just put it back out there that next year at this time we'll vote on the bylaws.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any feedback, send it in to you and we'll just go from there.
We'll try again.
Like
Okay.
this is getting,
Yeah, honestly, like I
why
think
are we overcomplicating it?
the ACLA has had draft bylaws for years and
Yeah.
years and years and never ratified them. So, okay.
Perfect.
Sheesh, that was just
Brilliant.
too much. Okay. Thanks for all the feedback. Like, it's not easy.
Having said that, who wants to be a member next year? Who wants to be a vice president or a president next year?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Well, let's go really quickly through the rest of this, so we need volunteers to review the minutes from this meeting next year. So hopefully, like, within a month, we have the meeting minutes out, and then we have a small committee to review them and make sure we got everything right. So that way, as we move forward through the year, we're not operating on assumptions that are incorrect.
I'll volunteer to review it.
Awesome. So Candy?
And Michelle Pardo.
Candy Williams.
Yeah.
Candy Williams, Michelle Pardo, and Mike Goosebeck.
Thank you, Mike.
Goosebeck. Goobish, sorry.
It's okay.
All right, and then, well, I guess I'll move website down to the analog center, so new business then.
Yep.
New business, strawberry social and silent auction, so, a silent auction, I convinced Steve to get a pie in the face for, via raffle, but then I found out that you have to have a license for a raffle, so I applied for eligibility to have a license, and they approved Paca for that, and now I've applied for the actual raffles. So there's 2 raffles I applied for. One is to pie Steve, and the other one is I'm making a little print of the church so that we can raffle it off and raise money specifically for the church. Because last year at our AGM, we actually said that we had a conversation as well as reviewing the minutes and the video. We said that we would do some, Cliff made a really good presentation, and so we agreed to do some fundraising. So I don't know if my print is gonna turn out any good, but it's a raffle, so that hopefully, rather than a silent auction item, so hopefully it makes more money than just a silent auction item. And then we've got a whole bunch of really great things donated for the silent auction. It's just so fun. I'm just really excited. And we've got the strawberry shortcake figured out. The only thing we need to do now is sell tickets. So if anybody feels like they could sell some tickets, I can give you a bundle. Or before you leave, if you want to buy tickets, or if you have any advice as to how we can get lots of people to come out, we're open to hear that.
You want to get numbers in ahead of time so you know how much to...
Yeah, so it's free to come to the silent auction and the raffle, but we need, for the actual strawberry shortcake, it needs to be pre-ordered so we know how much stuff to get. So it's $12 an adult, $8 for kids 12 and under, and a family of 4 with 2 adults is $30. So we wanted to make sure that families could afford to come.
And you can buy them off the website, right?
You can't buy them off the website, but you can request and send us an email. I don't really have. I didn't
e-transfer.
Yeah, and send us an email and e-transfer us, and we'll hold your tickets. Like I've got tickets here where I can hold them for people, and they can pick them up at the day of. And I have 4 tickets for the butlers here too. And I'll give them to you.
I think I'm gonna get one for Connie as well.
I was just thinking about her
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
Okay.
she gave us one.
Okay, good.
Sorry, that's July 4th.
Yeah.
July 4th, so that's
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
2 till 5.
2 to 5 right here.
Here at the church.
Here at the church. Yep. And also, so we're thinking too that because not everybody can come, we're thinking about opening the silent auction up for if people want to bid on something and they can't come, they can just email us, tell us which bid, so on Facebook and on the website, everything is listed. If they want to put in a pre-bid for something, we can fill it in on the sheet for them so that there's this, it's already there by the time Saturday comes.
Can you do that on the ACW site as well?
What do you mean?
Can you share?
Oh,
your
I did
information
share.
to
I did
ACW?
share to the ACW neighbors group. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
Okay,
I did share it, and it was waiting approval. I haven't checked to see if it got approved. I'm sure it got approved.
Yeah.
I saw it. Reach more people.
And then maybe I'll forward it again.
Well, if you're gonna,
You said you saw it?
if you're gonna allow people to.
Oh, you did see it? Okay.
If you're gonna allow people to pre-bid if they're not gonna be here.
Yeah, so
then you
maybe
might
I'll
just
do a
wanna
second
Put
post for
that,
that.
yeah, update
Okay.
to it.
Who's
Yes.
who's the contact if you have something you wanna donate?
and then I'll store it for you.
I've got a couple things. Okay,
Perfect.
and if you're gonna donate something, let me know, it's fair market value, and give me a description of what it is, and how you want your name listed, if you've donated. Like, yeah. And if you have a picture. If you don't have a photo and you're giving me the actual thing, I don't mind taking a picture. Okay, next. Analog summer. So Elizabeth had a really great idea.
And she's not here, but I can mention it. She's here in Port Albert, she's just working in our basement right now. But she mentioned analogs. Have you guys heard of this? Like, that people are saying, you know, we don't want to be on our screens as much, thank goodness. And just get outside and do all the things we got to grow up doing before all the social media and stuff. Just saying, wouldn't it be nice if people were sharing, maybe, sure on Facebook, but some of us aren't on Facebook, but sending in photos of just like a good old Port Albert summer, just what people are up to, what they're enjoying in their yards and on the beach, and somehow sharing that.
Yeah.
She mentioned this to me like a few months ago, so I didn't know she even got it to you, but if that's something, there could be a hashtag, or if we were to email photos to you and you kind of shared the photo online, you know, once a week, like a new photo that's nice, just spotlighting the beautiful things in Port Albert we love.
That's
no
great.
Pipers, no pipers there.
So I was thinking, like, we could have categories, or it could just be,
Like your garden, or, you know, activities, or.
yeah, like cooking on the fire.
Yeah.
Or the best summer reads, or whatever it is that inspires you. I know I've been collecting for a while photos of kids' beach art. Like, when I see something cool that kids have made on the beach, I've taken photos of it. So I was thinking about doing a first blog of beach art. So if anybody has any ideas, it would be really great to, like, you can send me photos, but if you also could send me text, so I don't have to write it. I'm happy to upload anything to the website that you think other people would be interested in, and promote it on Facebook. But I've only got so much energy to do the actual writing and
Yeah, to hear
stuff.
your thoughts and what inspired you to take that picture, or what inspired you to, like a little story
Just a
behind
little
it.
caption or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
would be great.
People have some great pictures of birds that
Yes,
they've
yeah.
captured in Port Albert. That would be another blog post.
Mhm.
So yeah, if we could,
I think
and I
that's
can just
great.
make I can even just make, you know, a link to Analog Summer
Yeah.
right on the website, right at the
Yeah.
top in the menu bar, so you can just check in to see what other people have been doing if you feel. It's a little counterintuitive, like to do
It's on
Analog
the
Summer
screen.
and look at it on the website. That's
For the
just-
rainy day.
Yeah.
For the rainy day, that's right, yes,
When our
yeah.
gardens are getting water and we're inside, right?
Okay, so now nominations for all positions. Sorry, I just jumped ahead.
Yes, no, that's good.
We're gonna get done before 11:30.
Oh, goodness, that's a long one.
Anybody wanna be nominated?
Anybody like to join?
Okay, so, you know, we've been without a vice president for 2 years.
The secretary,
Kathy is not going to return as
Yes.
secretary, so it would be great to have a secretary if anybody was. So,
I'm willing to do the treasury again, I'm fine with that.
I guess, I mean, I can keep going, but it would be really great if there was help.
Yeah.
So if people could maybe.
This one does a lot.
Yes.
She is like an investigative reporter.
Yeah, and I think this year there was a lot because our community had so many things going on with the septic inspections and the garbage and what was the other thing?
Speeding cars.
I can help you out.
Yeah,
Oh,
that would be
thanks.
awesome.
That
So
would be
if
so
we
nice.
need someone to help, I can just email you and say, hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
That's recognize
really,
my
really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Because she really does, like, she goes above and beyond. It's.
Oh,
Bad timing?
Yeah, really.
And we have quorum.
Okay, so do we need to we don't need to, do we have to have a motion and everything to maintain?
He volunteered, I think we all supported him.
Are you guys okay that we stay on? Are you okay that you stay on?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to do.
Yeah,
It's-
you can't.
Work is, just depends on,
It's a lot.
how my work goes.
So is it, every year, like for the association that, I know there was, I read something online that it was the vice president usually rolls into the president role and that kind of thing. And again, I'm just going to my condo board, background. We have 3-year term, like 3-year term. So I don't know, I'm just putting it out there, is that something that has always been part of the association that is?
You might have to roll that into like your bylaws.
It is in the bylaws.
Oh, is it?
It's
For
a
what
2-year term, but it
2-year
needs to be
term.
flexible because we're a small association.
Yeah.
It does say that.
Yeah, the 3 years is a big commitment, but it's 2 years and then the vice president.
Yeah, but then what do you do if nobody?
Yeah, there is no vice president.
Well, you have to just go with what you got, like you can't,
Yeah.
like whoever's willing, you can't predict
Yeah.
that.
In order to get the eligibility for the raffle, I had to write a constitution for our, which really I just took them our mandate and, I had to make a statement that says if we dissolve our association, all funds go to, a charity that, maybe we should talk about that. If we were to dissolve, what charity would you?
The church.
Yes.
The church, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's good to have on record then, that that's what we would do. Anyway, so I had to write that into the.
No, that was
constitution.
easiest thing we've done all day.
Give me your proxy then.
Okay, so
Do we motion to say goodbye?
Yep.
we have to have a motion to adjourn?
I don't know.
I feel like we're the Keystone Cross.
I know, we really are.
Okay. Okay.
We don't have a forum, so we can't resolve it.
Nobody leaves.